Oh, it's John Vintage Fisherman. This is one that this is a 5,000 that I traded for. It's in pretty good shape. The handle's, I'm going to have to repair that. But other than that, I'm going to have to tighten that one up too, but it's not bad. This is going on my shelf. I got what I call a red shelf. It'll go on there. It's all red ambassadors. And so you take that nut off. This one has this is not a super old reel. We'll look at the date code here in just a second if I don't lose this first. Like I said, I can fix those. It says 800, 300 sites. That's going to be March of 1980, and it's revision 00, the first run. So we'll go ahead and pull the drag off. I won't fish with this reel because it's right hand retrieve, and that just messes me all up. I can't do that stuff. But it does look good sitting on the shelf with 100 more of them just like it with his old friends. They all sit around, share fishing stories with each other, right? Yeah, these are cool old reels, man. I really like them. Yeah. So there's one of your centrifugal weights. Decide to leave the chat there. We'll go ahead and pull those off, and we can clean all that up. We'll come back to this. Let's take the rest of this reel apart. Go ahead and pull this cap off. This is your cast adjustment right here. And you're going to have a felt. It's not too dirty. Oh, kind of impressed. You're gonna have 2, maybe 3 shims under here. They're a little bit tough to get out. They'll get going and then want to fall right back in place. There we go. And we'll clean those up. You have a retainer down in there. Don't lose that. Once you get a hold of that thing, it will fly. So it's a little snap ring. I'm using a pair of Craftsman 38079 snap ring pliers. People ask me, what snap ring pliers did you use? Good Lord, I don't know. Small ones. I don't know how I would remember that, you know. I don't do a lot of stuff in links like some people do. Maybe I should. Probably would be the courteous thing to do, I reckon. I've moved my tools over here, so give me a minute. We'll use a small precision screwdriver to get down into those screws there. Going to get this one torn down real quick and get started with the day. I'm not going to clean it up today. I just want to see what's got. It's really slow, and I think it's just old grease. I haven't seen anything that stands out and says this reel's not, this reel's missing something or something, not right with it, whatever. And so we'll go ahead and take the level line off, take the retainer, take the cap. 9 out of 10 times, right here's where your problem is with these reels. They get really slow. I need to put this stuff down here. I'm getting everything mixed up. This is where the problem is. Look at all the old grease on there. That's what's got it slow. Yeah, it'll be nice when I get it done. It'll be fast. Then we got one gear here to take off. And we'll clean that with the level line stuff. And then the cover can be cleaned. Let's take this cap off. Oh boy, it's on there. Got to be real careful. Don't dig into it. Just barely touch it. There we go. Just get it loose without marring it up. Once again, we've got a felt. That's to hold the oil. And there was no oil in it. Dried up. This side has 3 shims on it. I'll tell you what, retention or cohesion of oil is a real thing. All right, there we go. There, it's a beautiful reel. It's in great shape. Let's take these two screws off. Yeah, I'd say this is definitely an 80s reel because of the, it's got a few new features with the old features. This might be one of the newest of the red 5000, the original 5000s that I have. Okay. Pull it apart. You don't have to take that snap ring out of that one. We'll clean that cover up. There's your bushing for this side. Well, here it is. And it's gummy. So you got a plastic spacer, which could be replaced with a bearing. And you got your concave, then you got a shim, and you got a spacer. And I can tell you right now, this drag system's in bad shape. I don't know if I might have this. I might have one of these actually. And you might say, well, John, why are you worried about the drag if you're not going to actually fish with it? Well, I want everything on my shelf to be able to be picked up, put line on it, and go have fun. I want everything like that on my shelf. And that just went flying. So, that was the shim on the bottom of the gear. I'll have to find that. We can go ahead and take the main shaft off. And I'm not sure why they had that spacer there, or that shim there, but I guess there's a reason for it, so we're going to put it back. But it didn't make sense how they did that. I think that shim was supposed to go somewhere else. Somebody's had this real part. Okay, we'll find that shim in just a minute. To get your pinion off, just hit the spool release and pop that out. And then that will get clean just like it is. So I'm going to search for that shim and clean this up, and I'll be back. Okay, folks, this is how I fix these handles. And I've already tightened them up, but these were really loose. And this is my fourth take on this because I keep messing up the audio. But I put them in this Dake press. It's a Dake. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. Number 001. It's a 1-ton press. And just some quick little pounds on that back side of that rivet. And I fix the pin reels like this. You have to be careful you don't crack these. But this protrudes enough that you're putting all the pressure. Oh gosh, I'm not even in frames. That's where I keep having problems. That pin protrudes enough when you hit it, golly, back here, it puts all the pressure through the pin, so it doesn't really hurt the handle, but you'd want to be careful not to crack your handles. But pins like this that go all the way through, you can pound on them right back here. And this handle was also bent, and I was able to straighten it up. For the most part, it's got just a little bit of a bend in it there, but that's how it's done. You can buy these presses at Harbor Freight now. This was an expensive press. I paid like $700 for this one back 15, 20 years ago. It's the only place you can get them is from Dake. Now, like I said, Harbor Freight's got them for a little over $100 or something. And they're great for the hobbyist or the person who's in business working on fishing reels. You really need one of these presses. It works for a lot of different things. But that's how I fix these handles. And I fix them on all these reels. Every one of them. They work really well. All right, it's John. I'm back. I got this Ambassador here. I want to say it was March 80, revision 00. So, unless, I don't think so, that's a serial number. The guys that know more about I think the ones with serial numbers had this, they didn't have this dimpled plate for the foot. They just had a number stamped on them. But I'm no expert, so I had to straighten this handle. It was bent. These rivets were way loose. It's still got just a little bit of play in them. I think it's just wearing the paddles. But I tried to get them clean, because when they clean up, they get really white underneath there. They got grease underneath them, or grime. I couldn't do nothing with that. I tried. It's in good shape. Somebody took good care of this reel. I did find a drag for it, but I think I've determined these are in good enough shape. I'm gonna reuse them. I want to keep it all original. But there's the drag set. If you ever want to know for this style reel that fits those style disc or drag washers, is set 079 from Carbon Tech. So we're gonna put those back in stock. The reel was put together wrong. They had these two shims in wrong places. I've got the schematic here. And when I took it apart, I was like, something's not right about this drag stack, or the stack on the stem. You got the spacer, then you got the two shims, then you've got this washer. So it goes in like, let me line it up for you. You got spacer, shim, spacer, and it's showing 2, but that's probably determining on the reel. And then it's got the concave washer. So why they had the spacer underneath this with a drag washer? It was a drag washer riding on a spacer. That's not correct. So we're going to fix that. That I do know for sure is correct. I'm going to polish on these stems just a little bit, if I can find my paper. Emery cloth. Where they go in those bushings, I mean, I could chuck this in a drill and do a whole lot better job, but I don't want to do that on camera. But just take you some emery cloth and polish up those axles on the spool. That's what I was trying to get out. Do both sides. Clean them up good. It'll help it spin. You can chuck them in a drill and spin them. You also risk putting little grooves in them from a chuck or groove, so you don't want to over tighten a chuck. But that'll help it move a little better. Like I said, this reel is in really good shape. So we'll split it together. First thing back in is the bushing, and it's got a little lug on it, and it goes into that little slot right there. It's real important you get that in there. That keeps the bushing from turning. And so you notice that didn't stay in there good, so we're going to have to fix that. Hold on just a second here. That goes back in. Got it in right the first time. Let's line it up like this. All right, there we go. Set that down for a second. This thing needs to be spread out. It's not snapping back in there. So spread that snap ring very gently. Spread it back out. Might not even need the snap ring pliers to get that in there. As long as it don't go flying, we're good. Just keep your thumb over it. I don't want to squeeze it too far. That's how it got squeezed in too much, was by the snap ring pliers. So we're going to hopefully pop it back without them. Okay, there we go. You got this. This is your spool tension knob. We're going to do, I got some pin oil here. We'll do a drop, a washer, or a shim, I'm sorry. Oh, come on. There we go. Need a little drop. Another shim. See how they're lining up in there. And then another drop. And we're going to put that right on the cover. Now the cover, after we assemble the level line here, also, while we got the cover off, a little gritty in there. I think it's a soap, actually. Or no, it's WD-40. We're going to put some oil where this spins. That thing should spin smoothly, and then it's got this one screw on top of it. Been a while since I've done one of these reels. One of these older all red Ambassadors. I mean, they still make a red Ambassador. Here's one from, this is 1984, so 4 years later, this is what they started looking like. They started doing this more ergonomic, domed end cap, palm plate. Just all around a little bit different reel. I'll be cleaning this one up in the future. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't use righties, but this one will go on my shelf. That one's not in pretty enough shape to go on the shelf, so unfortunately. And we've got the level line, which was really gummed up, and the whole problem with this reel was this level line. We'll oil that bushing. And it can go up in here. We're going to oil this bushing. Like that. Slide it over the level line. Well, hold on just a second. I got a little ahead of myself. Push it in here. And put that together like that. And there's your level line. Put the pawl in there. And the pawl doesn't always sit down in, so you have to spin it. And once it pops down, you're going to put the cap on it. This reel won't be using salt water, so I'm not going to worry about putting a little grease on those threads. It's never going to hit the salt water. We're going to oil it. A little oil there, a little oil there. A lot of oil down on the worm. You don't grease that worm. If you put grease on the worm, the reel just slows way down. Horribly. Now, we can put the end cover on it. 3 screws. The older ones had 4. That's how you can kind of tell you got a really old reel. They look similar, but they're different. I got some 4-screw Ambassadors. And we are done with that. We can go ahead and put spool in there. We'll put these, actually, we're not going to put the spool in there yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's build this. All right, I used, as I always do on these brake plates, I used some ballistol. It impregnates the metal, believe it or not. It's great stuff. Invented by the Germans in World War I to keep their firearms working smoothly. Mostly for the old German Lugers, which were the first, semi-automatic, widely used I guess it was right around the same time in 1911 was produced. But this keeps those guns running smooth in all kinds of weather conditions. And if it's good enough for that, it's good enough for me. So I use it. It's really slick. It dries, but it doesn't dry. It congeals a little bit, and it never dries up. And it will keep this thing running smooth. So we're going to put some grease on. I used pin grease on this. We'll put some pin grease on that gear. And it will, sometimes you got to pry it up to make it work. It's kind of a pain. It will go up under here. Maybe not. I can't use the screwdriver and do this. I can't hold it with that. I don't have enough hand. I need another hand. I don't know if I'll be able to do it like this or not. We'll try. These are just a little bit odd how you have to get in there to put that gear back in place. John, wake up. Maybe I should drink 2 cups of coffee before I mess with this one. Yeah, it's fighting me. But you got to pry this arm up just a little bit. It's on a spring. It's not going to hurt it. Just don't over pry it. All right, I'm just going to jam the screwdriver up under it. It's trying my patience. I don't know why it doesn't want to. There we go. Then we'll pull that out. Okay. You got a washer or shim that goes underneath that. And then this goes in. We'll have to put some oil on this shaft here. And it will go on, and you got to your anti-reverse dog has to slide, and you might have to spread it just a hair. Don't bend it. Just spread it just a little bit, and it will slide over that like that. And so when you're cranking the reel, why is it not wanting to work? Oh, there it goes. You had to put the reel back in the gear. Okay, that's how it works. All right. They had this one together wrong, which I think I've documented that pretty well now. So I'm going to use these original drags. They're in good shape. Might make the reel worth $1 more or something someday. They're pretty dirty, but they're in good shape. I don't put these drag washers in the ultrasonic. Very, very rarely. Very, very rarely. We'll put that on there. And then your gear, which needs oil or grease, we'll grease it up good. I'll insert the video repairing that handle. I use an arbor press. You can get them at Harbor Freight now. I bought mine a long time ago, and it was really expensive. It was like $700 back then. It's a Dake. Well, Dake is the top of the line when it comes to arbor presses. It's overkill for this business. So you'll put that gear on there, and you got your other drag washer. We'll work it in with some cowls. The cowls will keep this drag washer pliable for years. Now, I had somebody send me a question. So by the time this video gets out, it'll be a moot point. But he said that when he puts the cowls grease on his bait caster, that he doesn't get breaking like you'd like to get. Well, the only thing I can answer to that is say he's having to really tighten the drags up. You may be putting too much cowls on, or if it doesn't work for you, just take it back off. You can wipe it back off and just leave it off the reel. I've never run into those problems. So we got the concave washer will go on first, okay, and then your flat washer, shim, and then your handle spacer, I guess, basically. And I noticed that thing was really chattering inside. I'm going to put a little bit of grease along that because it was really chattering inside of this reel, and I don't want that to happen. So while we got the cover where we can access it easily, we'll go ahead and put this bushing on. That. You know what I didn't do? Let's go back to this end plate. This goes in there. It's a felt washer. Y'all probably sit there and say, hey, John, you left something out there. Just put some oil in that, and that keeps everything well lubricated on this end of the reel. You'll cast a little bit faster, a little bit longer with that oiled up like that. All right, sorry about that. We're going to do the same up here. We've got a little drop of pin oil. We got 3 shims on this side. Drop a shim in, oil, shim, repeat, oil, shim, oil, felt washer. We'll give it a good dose of oil after I get it in there. And oil that bushing up. And then this can go on there. This goes all the way down tight. I don't think it's supposed to have an O-ring there. Well, maybe it is. This one doesn't have one. The O-ring would be on this side more to seal it than anything else. All right, we can go ahead and put the cover on it. Like that. You'll hear it fall into place. That's the wrong size screwdriver. That's not in place. All right, there we go. Huh. Something not letting that reel. I guess it just needs to be tightened down. Got a little spring to it there. Yeah. Yeah, something not right. There's a first. Yeah, it's not centered. There it goes. It's a pretty positive engagement. You'll feel it pop in place. All right. Looking pretty good here. Little grease on that drag. Right hand reel, right hand threads. And I see a little dirt I missed. That's unusual. I noticed my ultrasonic cleaner is not doing the job it used to, so I got to do some work on that. Can't have that. Hang on just a second. There's a little bit of dirt down in here. I want to try to. There, got it. Took a pipe cleaner and got down in there and got it. Okay. I'll put the handle on after I get the spool on it. You got these two centrifugal weights. They're made to be removed if you're good enough at casting without them. Roll that shaft up good. Make sure it's good and clean too. I saw a little speck of grit on there. And you will put it up in here. Hold it like this so you keep those weights in place. And there, we got that. We can go ahead and take this end. We've got to rotate this all the way around. And then that will go up in there and it just kind of pops in place. This might be the most time I've taken to show how these reels go back together, but I've noticed some of my videos I get a little rushed. I don't know why, but I wanted to slow down on this one for you. My next couple are going to be pretty difficult reels, and I'm trying to make myself slow down, take more time with it. Okay, you see how loose that spool is. Tighten this side, take the palm plate side. Bring it under control. Just should have just a slight pop to it, like that. All right, we'll go put the handle on. And then you got your little clip. Usually you can pop it by hand, but if not, put your thumb over it. I like these tweezer pliers from Harbor Freight. They're perfect for setting these things. And just pop it in place. And you can oil that right there. That's what that's made to do. You take that handle cap off and put oil on it. It even says oil. And you can put it back on there. Okay. Well, that's a lot smoother than it was. It's getting smoother as I go. Let's see how. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, that little sound is the spool. There's probably a little bit of grit left from the dirt. It'll go away. If you cast that thing hard one time, see how it's getting quieter? It's probably just a little speck of dirt on the edge of the spool. There it is. A 1980 model Ambassador 5000. Going on my shelf. It's got very little damage to it from the years of use, which is good. Really cool old reel. There it is. This is John, Vintage Fisherman. If you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. We always appreciate that. I'm still home from work, waiting on surgery. Maybe someday. Actually, I have an appointment not too long from now, so we'll find out. Thanks a lot for watching. Come on back for the next one. Catch you later.